This episode of Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief is brought to you by Right By You Mortgage. Wherever life takes you, we're right by you. Visit rightbyyouMortgage.com/podcast to learn more.
From WRAL News and the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, this is your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. I'm Brian Schrader. Just days after going into Phase 3, North Carolina health officials reported alarming trends in the state's key metrics. Daily hospitalizations passed the 1,000 mark early in the week. That's the highest we've seen since mid-August. The percentage of positive cases also passed the 6% mark. State leaders want this number to hover around 5%, which was the case for much of September. In a news conference on Tuesday, Health Secretary Dr. Mandy Cohen says it's too soon to determine if this rise has anything to do with moving into Phase 3, which started Friday.
So what I would say and remind everyone is that as we move around more, as there's more opportunities, as we've eased restrictions for the virus to move, we have to double down on the efforts related to the 3 Ws.
Senator Tom Tillis says he's feeling better, no longer showing any symptoms after testing positive for coronavirus. He spoke with WRAL's David Crabtree about his diagnosis and the lessons he's learned.
Senator, thanks for talking with us. How are you feeling today?
I feel great, Dave. I had some symptoms on Saturday morning, tested positive on Friday night, then confirmed on Saturday. But I slept well for the last 3 nights. I lost my sense of taste, but even that's back. So I'm blessed. I know there are a lot of people that are struggling through much more serious symptoms.
How surprised were you when the test came back positive?
Well, I got a report that Senator Lee, who I'd had some exposure with on Wednesday, had tested positive. So I canceled the event that I had for later that evening and went to Mission Hospital, actually in Asheville, and got the rapid test, and then decided just to come home and make sure all my staff were quarantined, and they all got tested themselves, and thankfully they've all come back negative. Let's
talk about a little bit of hindsight. It's always 2020. There you were a week ago Saturday in the Rose Garden. You were wearing your mask. After the event, there's the reception inside the White House. The pictures from the White House show you and several other people. I don't think I saw a mask in that room. There may have been some. Would you have handled that differently if you had it to do over?
Well, David, during the ceremony outside with the larger group, I wore a mask for the entirety of the ceremony. I have to admit that I let my guard down because we'd all been tested about 2 hours before the event. But it's just another experience that tells me even when you think you're in a safe setting, you should always wear a mask. But I really don't believe that that's where the infection occurred. My symptoms did not demonstrate themselves until Saturday, but that doesn't excuse the fact that in every case now we should wear a mask because scientists tell us to do it. And in that brief moment when I was there with Judge Barrett and the president and the reception area with a subset of the group in the ceremony, I did something I shouldn't have done, and I feel like I need to, at any point when I'm near people, I'll wear a mask going forward.
And officials in Raleigh and Durham are painting a better picture of how Halloween celebrations should take place. In Raleigh, City Council said Tuesday that the city's in talks with community partners about possible drive-through events. Mayor Marianne Baldwin said those who do choose to hand out candy should not put it in a bowl, but instead create individual portions. In Durham, Mayor Steve Schewel announced a number of virtual and drive-through events to provide other options for families. The Durham Parks and Recreations Department will host 6 contact-free events this month. They don't cost anything, but they are asking you to pre-register online. This has been your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Leave a rating or review wherever you listen, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a new episode. I'm Brian Schrader. Thanks for listening.
When it comes to buying a new home, you want to know that you're in good hands. At Right By You Mortgage, the dedicated team of lenders live in your community and are committed to being right by you every step of the way. Whether you are a growing family, a relocating professional, or a retiring couple, they'll partner with you to find the right loan to fit your unique home buying needs. Plus, with a Right By You Mortgage on-time closing guarantee, they'll pay you and the seller $500 if you don't close on time. Visit rightbyyouMortgage.com/podcast to get started. Wherever life takes you, we're right by you. Go to rightbyyouMortgage.com/podcast for full details. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 402136.